Hey guys, Mark Ferrasci with Protect Dog Training. We've got a little bit of a wide angle because I don't have anybody filming me today, but I wanted you to show you this and what I've been doing with the luring and the click treat that I've got going on with Loki and how we're leading this in. We're going to talk a little bit about how we lead some of this stuff into our environmentals, okay? You saw me doing dropping the food and saying, find it, find it. That was on the park bench, and we're getting him to go in front and to stay a little slower. And then how I can incorporate that into my environmentals by doing the same thing on the wood piles, leading him into things and luring him onto stuff. Remember, he's a very young puppy. He's only about 11 weeks old, so he doesn't have the ability to jump up on things yet. But we still don't want to not do this just because he can't. I don't wait. I kind of put him up on things because, again, down is always easier than up. As long as he's not pounding his bones and dropping from a long distance, that's fine for him. So like I said, those park benches, when he can finally get up, he gets up on the table. I'm going to see if I can get you guys to see this right now. So I'm going to go get him. I'll be right back. Leave the chair here. Good boy, Loki. Come on. Loki, come on, let's go. Come on, babies. Good. So I have got, yay, and Loki's jumping up here now. Loki, come on, babies. Hup, hup. Notice I'm using my vocabulary. Hup means to jump on things. He's going to the bowls, and I've basically got him following this target hand. He now knows that this hand's going to have food in it, all right? And I've also started my around the bowl work. We always want to balance everything and go right and left. He's getting a lot of this click because I want to start really imprinting him with this click means that food's coming at him, okay? Good. Then I go my powers of 2s and 3s. So I do little clusters of the behaviors that I want onto my bowls. We're going one way, then we're going the other. We want to make sure it's balanced. This is going to be the one that leads him into, we don't want to drop any food, into his heel from my side. And I'll show you how we do that as he builds. And we build them into doing this quarter turns. Yep, good boy, good. And all the things apply as far as my vocabulary. So I'm doing things like saying, yep, explosion, release off of the table. Yep, yay, good boy. I'm leading him into a little bit of a prey, chase, chase, chase. Then he gets the thing, and then I bring out my toy, and I'll throw it as we go along too, and I don't have my toy with me, so I'm gonna show you that in a second. He's gonna follow me off screen. All right, good boy. No, come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Good boy, good. And we got our toy. So I'm going to put the toy away, and I'm going to try to crescendo this. So we're going to go, yep, good boy, good, yay. And drive comes up with a little bit of movement. That's why we do more than one thing. I don't like static work. I come to static when I need it. Loki, yes, good boy, good. And then, good boy, good. And notice this is spatial pressure. So my body pushing into the dog is what gets him to move. If I start this more advanced, he's not going to move. If I just do my hand, try to cock the head, oh, he just did it. Good, but that means he's learning. So you just do this little testing as you go along. Make sure you do right and left. Yep, good boy. You hear that little yep? That's going to be my explosion release. That's what I call it. Hup, good boy, good. We're going to get a sit. And notice we don't have any words on this yet because we haven't instilled it. Once we get the behaviors, then we add our word that we want. Spatial pressure here, Loki, and he already knows the routine a little bit. So this is our pattern that we're going to start building on, okay? Remember, it's all pattern and routine. Yep, good boy. That's my boy, good. There you go. And a lot of voice tone so I can use it as a tool. Good boy, good. Yes, good boy, good. There you go. Good boy. We crescendo it. Loki, good boy, good, Loki. Yes, good boy, yeah, go get that thing, good boy. So we make it fun, okay? So we bring in the toy, we start to do a little bit of tug work. Boss. Well, notice how I support that head. I don't just yank on this toy and put all that pressure on his teeth, okay? I do this, then I let him touch my body. Good boy, good, yeah, good boy, good. And then let him win and take off with it, okay? Good boy, good. A lot of little winning, because winning is what builds the dog's confidence, letting him take off and do this. So my time level on how long I keep him into that fight is not much. I don't do much trying to take it away from him. If I do, I've always got the food, and I say, I'll trade you, and I take it away that way. I don't put any compulsion on him. Okay, we are talking a lot about aversives and teaching him to understand the word no and that there is consequences in the world, but we keep it in those areas that I need it. I don't bring it into this as much as I can when he's a young puppy. My world isn't revolving around aversives. Believe me, it's a lot more positive than it is any of that. But we do have that time where I sense and feel the dog needs to understand, yes, good, a certain amount of respect. Yes, good, that's my boy, good, there you go. All right, so that's kind of what we've got built now. And then you're going to take those moves. If you've got your food in your hand, you've got him going after the target hand, all you got to do is a body motion like that down at Home Depot, and now you've got him up on the wood, okay? And then you do the find it game, which is right in front of his nose. And you take the same things, those anchors, okay? Now let's talk about those anchors. That's what I wanted to talk about today. I call them anchors. They're basically mental anchors, okay? What you want to do is you want to keep the dog active and going after his toy and never let him slip into what I call the worried state. If the dog sees something from a distance that's coming at him, he's a little bit insecure about it, he's a little bit intimidated by it, let's say somebody walking towards him, and I let that dog lock in and get to that anxiety and build up and don't do anything about it, I'm going to have a problem. The dog's going to start getting reactive. So my goal is to use our toys and keep him from doing that, going to that worried state of mind, okay? And you don't want to go so much drive that you get him to hurt himself or whatever, but you want to do it so it's just enough. So when you sense it, and you sense a weakness, you sense insecurity is probably a better word than weakness. Insecurity, you're going to want to make sure you don't let the dog slip into it, don't let him dwell on it, and get to that anxiety, that emotional part of him that is fear-driven, because he's a young baby, he's insecure, and let that take hold. You keep his mind out of it. And that's what your anchor is all about. Your toys, the food, all that kind of thing is going to take his mind out of that worried state. And then remember, if it's too much for him, he's showing too much insecurity, he doesn't like something, maybe it's a lot of people around him or something, I'm going to go to the aisles that don't have anybody in them, okay? And I'll get him back in drive, throw the toy, and then I might go over and find a person with just one, and I'll walk by him. What's neat about Home Depot, here's what's so cool about it. Everybody's out there doing what they're into. They're getting pieces, they're getting parts, they're doing their shopping. They're not paying attention to you. That makes them neutral. Okay, and that's the good thing about it. When you have people that are walking up to you that correspond to you, that want to pet your dog, that's when you might have more of a critical time where the dog might get insecure and be fearful of whatever's coming at him. So you have to control that environment. You have to ask people to do things the right way. Tell them no, thank you very much. Don't let them pet your dog. Whatever that individual animal requires. Okay, and every dog is different. So you have to read your dog. You have to learn to read your dog. Learn to pay attention to his body language, his ears set, and know that he's insecure and fearful, and don't let him get to that worried mind state. That's the whole goal with when you're doing the environmentals. And we'll talk more about that as I take him through it, because I'm sure he's going to go through a fear period. We're going to be dealing with some of this, okay? So I'll go ahead and let you go. We'll call it short and sweet. Remember that everything's built on patterns and your anchors. Your voice tone can be an anchor. Your toy can be an anchor. These things that he's familiar with, when he's in this area here, he's the most secure. There's nothing going on. We're in our neutral lab, okay? And then when you take him out in public, you've got to deal with manipulating that environment, controlling that environment to put just what you need to on him. If you have something that blows him out of the water and it's a bad day, then you need to recover that. We'll talk about that as well as we go along. So more with Loki, Mark Ferrasci with ProTech Dog Training, and Loki. All right, I'll trade you. I'll trade you. Good. See this? Pattern and behavior. So you have routine. Right away when I say I trade you, I give him food. If I show him this hand, watch what happens. Loki. He knows right away he's got to step on that bull. And then we'll start increasing our round and the round, and I'll show you more of this as we start to build. But this is our first foundation that gives me what I need to when I go out in public. Yep. Nope. Come on, let's go. Yeah, you go. Good boy. Are you ready? Are you ready? Good boy. Good. Good boy. Good. All right. There you go. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.